This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes!
Mixed Martial A-Holes! MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial A-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
Boom, 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 boom.
No way.
Oh!
From the Queen Studios of New York, we're going to get behind this 12-6 elbow rule. UFC Calgary recap, UFC 227 Fight Week, CES 51, Blair Tugman live with the MMA-Holes. Yes. What's up, MMA-Holes? I hope everyone is wonderful, wonderful. JBH is wonderful, wonderful. I am wonderful, wonderful. And this is the MMA-Holes Hour. Shot out of a cannon tonight. A lot of stuff to talk about. We have this 12-6 elbow jammy that we're going to be getting into. And myself getting autistic during the weekend. That was a fantastic time, right, Jess?
Oh, it was great. I loved watching it.
Yeah, yeah. Complete autism. It's fantastic. It's the only thing you can watch over here in the MMA-Holes. And we have Fight Week. We have CES 51 on Friday. We have UFC 227 on Saturday. Now, speaking of CES 51, well, we have a special guest, Jessie. Are you excited about this?
What?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. We bring the heat over here. Check out our thumbnail. That's right. We're talking about the 12-6 elbow. And who better to talk about it with than Blair Tugman, live with the MMA-Holes. Blair, how's it going today? Oh, we got to turn that volume on. Just unmute. There we go. Yes, Blair Tugman.
For a second, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, we're having another malfunction with Hangouts."
Yeah, we did a sound check, and here we go.
All right, you got me now?
Yes, Blair, here we are. Blair, what's going on, man?
It's going well, thanks.
All right, Blair Tugman live with the MMA-Holes. This is his second appearance on the show. Bellator fighter, pro MMA fighter, 10-7 on out of the last 7 fights. You're only with 2 losses over there, so impressive record for Mr. Blair Tugman, fighting at CES 5-1 this Friday night, and that's a big pull for CES over there. They're calling it a super fight, Blair. How do you feel about this fight coming up?
I'm excited. It's a short notice fight. They contacted me a couple weeks ago about fighting Shane, and I know he's a tough opponent, and he's another Bellator vet. So I just like to fight the best guys I can, and Shane's a tough dude, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I noticed. So we looked over on Tapology. It's not even on Tapology yet. So how long of notice? What's the notice time with this fight?
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. Like they contacted me. My manager contacted me about possibly fighting their 155-pound champ there, Nate Andrews, and I said, let's do it. And I started getting ready about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and CES said, no, we found an opponent for Nate Andrews, so would you want to fight Shane? I said, well, sure, why not? Let's do it. So I've had about 5 weeks to get ready, and it's been a little chaotic, but I'm excited. I'm always excited to scrap. So
it always seems like they give you the tough guys, the tough opponents. Your last fight was AJ McKee, for God's sakes. Like, it was insane. They threw you to AJ McKee. This is a guy with Bellator that they're literally throwing all their backing to, and they throw him to you. It was a war between you two. I mean, your face was a disaster, and you still were like, hey, let's go another round. It looked like it was insane over there. Tell us a little bit about that fight, with AJ McKee, how that went down, and what happened after that.
Yeah, AJ's he's a young up-and-coming star. I mean, he's 22 years old. He's undefeated. He's on a title run right now. I think if he wins this next fight, he has a big fight coming up. If he wins that one, I'm pretty sure he'll fight for the Bellator title. So it was an awesome opportunity for me to fight a kid like that, and it was a tough one. Things didn't go my way, but like you said, I was in the fight. I don't know. I just like fighting the best guys I can. I'm not one of those guys that wants to just beat up on cans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I tell you what, you were fired up in that fight, and coming off of a 3-fight win streak over there, going against AJ McKee. And if you haven't seen the fight, watch it back. I mean, I'm talking, you are badass, man. After watching that fight, I'm like, okay, Blair's a tough guy. He is a tough guy because the face, I mean, how does it feel? Like, when your face is in that situation, right, and there's blood all over the place, what is going through your mind right there? It's got to be insane.
Yeah, he cut me open there in the 3rd round with a good elbow, and I was gushing everywhere. I don't know. You're just thinking to just continue to fight and do the best you can. So I didn't really think too much of it. I've been cut before in fights, so it was nothing new.
You've been around the block. You've been doing this for a long time, and we've seen some wars with Blair Tugman. Blair Tugman live with the MMA-Holes fighting at CES 5-1. We're going to talk about CES in a couple of minutes, but I do want to touch base on this. This weekend, Eddie Alvarez fought Dustin Poirier in the main event, and a lot of people are talking about this 12-6 elbow rule over here, and I'm glad that we have you on because we did a reaction, and I was going crazy because I thought that the 12-6 elbow was you strike down and it's on top of the head, but in fact, it's anywhere, this strike. So maybe if you can explain this rule. And one thing, too, I noticed that Eddie Alvarez's corner, Mark Henry and the guys, I noticed it looked like they were telling him to do it. So maybe if you can give your perspective on this situation.
I didn't actually see their fight, but I know what they tell us in the back with the refs and stuff. And they say as long as you just give it a little bit of a curve or some kind of curve at the end, they'll let it go. So if it's just straight, they're going to call you on it. But if you bring it down straight just a little bit, they're not going to ding you for it.
So basically it's up to the ref, right? It's the ref's judgment. I mean, is that how it works?
Yeah, obviously it's their judgment call. But if it's whatever they see, I mean, obviously you need to make a little bit of an angle, I guess, is what they're asking you to do in the back before the fight. But again, when it's in the heat of the moment, it's whatever they see. So.
Have you ever been in a situation where you felt the need to throw a strike like that?
12-6?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
No, huh? So is Eddie Alvarez dirty? That's the next question. Do you think Eddie Alvarez is a dirty fighter? Because people are.
No, I don't. I don't think he's dirty. I think he was just doing what he's doing and fighting, and in the heat of the moment, I don't think you're thinking about being dirty. You're thinking about just fighting and scrapping, and he's doing the best he can. So if he did do an illegal shot, I think it was an accident.
Yeah.
I didn't see the fight, so.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I wanted to get your opinion on that, and I don't think Eddie's dirty either. Actually, I was rooting for Eddie in the fight, but people say Philadelphia, Philadelphia. You never know with these guys. Anyway.
Yeah, that's from Philly. He's a tough dude, so I don't know. They are a little dirty sometimes.
All right, so moving on. This Friday, you're going to be fighting a CES 51. We've been to the promotion. Actually, we're going to be seeing you over there. We noticed that Marissa is on the card as well. Marissa Valencia. Is that how you say her name? Valencia or?
Yeah, Valencia.
All right, close enough. So there we go. So she's on the card too, and she's fights out of your gym, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so now what is it, like teacher student we got going on here? How is this going to work? Where are you going to be on the card? Where is Marissa going to be on the card? Is there some trash talking back and forth, like who's going to get the better fight or?
I wouldn't trash talk her. She's a tough chick, so she'd probably kick my ass. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where we're going to be on the card. They won't let us know that probably until weigh-ins or after. So I know Andrew, our coach, Andrew Calandrelli, always asks to have us separated a decent amount so that he can help us warm up in the background and wrap our hands and do things like that. So I don't think we'll be back-to-back, hopefully. And I'd like to see her fight because she is a scrappy girl and she's tough.
Yeah, a lot of people, if you're not on the East Coast, some people aren't aware of Marissa coming up. First pro fight, gets the win, but she's got some background, this girl. She really is a tough girl. We've seen her fight multiple times, and I'm very impressed. So keep an eye out for Marissa Valencia. We had her on the show when we started this channel, so it was actually cool to see her really progress as a fighter. And now that we have you back on the show, I'm not going to talk about you getting, poontang and stuff like that. We talked about that the last time. I noticed you have a child now. You have a baby now. How is it being a fighter with a little bull shark?
A little human being. Yeah, it's crazy. Taylor's now 9 months old today, so she's beautiful. She's turned my world upside down, and it's a crazy feeling for sure.
Let's talk about that. Now you have now you're fighting with the daughter. Is there anything different? Does anything change now when you get inside the cage? Is there more to fight for?
Yeah, I like to fight no matter what, but yeah, you're fighting for your family and you're now my daughter, and you want to make her proud, or at least when she gets older, have her be proud of something that you've done. So yeah, that's in the back of my mind, I think, but I do it because I love it. And you know, obviously I want to do good things for her. So yeah, it's a little extra added motivation.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Now, this Friday is going down. CES 51. Blair Tugman will be fighting, and you've been around the block. You've been doing this before. What can we see from Blair Tugman this Friday different than any other Friday? Why should people tune in to this event?
Tune in because I always put on exciting shows. I mean, I'm gritty. I fight to the end. It's usually a 15-minute war. I grind things out. So I know Shane's the same kind of guy. He's fought guys like Cody Garbrandt, who's once the world champ. He fought my teammate Chris Foster to a close split decision at the last Bellator. So two very tough guys, two very good fighters with experience that are going to throw down. So it should be an exciting fight. Yeah,
it's always an exciting fight when you get in the cage. Now, Jessie is looking in the chat, seeing some people over there with some questions. Have you pulled any interesting things from that chat room for Blair Tugman?
One of the questions were from Steve Johnson. He wants to know, how did you lose weight for your weight cut this time around?
Yeah, with short notice, how did you lose weight? Was it difficult?
Still in the process of doing that, but lots of running, working out, and really the biggest thing is diet. Making sure I'm clean in my diet and just drinking plenty of water and cutting back the calories. So I'm still in the process of doing it.
It's got to be tough, right? I mean, being in the game this long, but short notice fights, it's got to be difficult to cut that weight. Is there any worries making this weight?
No. I mean, I've never missed weight, so I don't plan on missing this one. I'm a professional, and I've made every time I've fought. So I'm well within striking distance of making the weight. I walk around a little bit heavier than I would think most 145-pounders do. So it's not easy, but I'm a professional and I get it done. So on Thursday, I'll be on weight.
With the wrestling background, I mean, it's is like another day at the park, right? You making weight is no problem, right? Yeah. But then you got guys like in the UFC, and you see this Yoel Romero's, you know, who has a wrestling background, and they have all this muscle, and they're missing weight in these huge fights. What do you say with fighters like that? Do you think that these guys are kind of disrespecting the sport, like repeatedly missing the weight, or is it something else?
No, absolutely. I find it very disrespectful, and it bothers me. You know, you have guys that are busting their ass to make this weight, and then there's guys that don't take it seriously or don't do the right things, and they're missing weight for big fights like that, and it's disrespectful to their opponent, the fans, the organization, and everybody that they're fighting for. So, and Yoel's an Olympic wrestler, so it's pretty embarrassing for me as a wrestler to see guys missing weight like that. So, 100%, you know, making weight is a big part of the sport. So if you can't do it, then go up a weight class. And I've done that. I've gone up a weight class. I started at 135. Now I'm at 145. So I just knew I couldn't make 135 anymore.
It's great. I wonder if certain fighters, like and I bring to mind Darren Till. We talk about Darren Till a lot, fighting at 170. He's huge. He's a huge dude. And it seems like, especially with the Wonderboy fight, it seems like he didn't even try to make the weight. It's just kind of like, I'm going to miss it. Screw it. Do you feel, I mean, like, what should the UFC or any organization do? You don't really see this much in Bellator.
Yeah.
Why do we see this in the UFC? Any hunches on why this is happening?
Yeah, I think there should be some bigger repercussions for guys missing weight like that. You know, I feel like you should be suspended, or you shouldn't be allowed to fight at that weight anymore, or something bigger has to happen, because a little slap on the wrist and these guys keep fighting and missing weight. Guys just don't see the reason. And then they let them fight anyway overweight, which is ridiculous. But they take their purse, which I understand. But I don't know. I don't know why we're seeing more and more of it, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Like, if you're a professional and you sign on the dotted line that I'm going to make this weight, then go and do it. Yeah.
Blair Tugman live with the MMA-Holes, and you used to fight for Bellator. You have a lot of fights under the belt with Bellator. How did Bellator treat you as a fighter over there? A lot of guys going over from the UFC, and they're saying, wow, Bellator, you know, they're shelling out the cash. They're treating these fighters well. But what was your experience with Bellator MMA?
They've always been great to me. I was never like one of their big superstars like AJ McKee or some of those guys, but they've always been really good to me. They've treated us very well. They take care of you. I don't know. It's awesome fighting for them. Hopefully I'll fight for them again. I think they're coming back around in October to Connecticut. So I'm always excited to try and get on one of their cards and fight for them.
Have you ever heard, now this is just a rumor, but have you ever heard about Scott Coker giving hand jobs in the back in the green room?
I never got one of those, so I'm gonna talk to him. I'm relax for my fight.
Yeah. I mean, maybe before the fight or something like that. It's like, hey, you look a little tense, and he just decided to tug. No, if you wouldn't, you accept the offer. No, all right. I forget it.
As well as some, I guess.
You don't see Ariel Helwani asking these questions, for God's sakes. Jesse, what do you think about that? You think Scott Coker should be doing stuff like that?
Sure.
No comment over here. All right. Anyway, Blair, I'm really looking forward to this fight this week, and we're going to be sitting by the cage, hanging out over there. So we'll be rooting you on. And it is this Friday. It's CES 51. It's on Axis TV. So that's exciting stuff. I mean, it seems like you're always on TV now. You're like a big star.
Yeah, get beat up on TV is it's a lot of fun.
What's your predictions in this fight? You have any predictions?
Getting my hand raised via some kind of stoppage, either TKO or submission.
All right, there you go. Blair Tugman live with the MMA-Holes. Good luck on Friday. Any one you want to shout out right now, sponsors or anything? This is the time to do it.
I just want to thank my manager, Gerald Grube, my coach, Andrew Calandrelli, all my training partners at Ultimate MMA, my girlfriend for letting me do this interview at her house, and my family, my friends, everybody that supports me. Thank you very much for everything you do for me.
Blair, thanks. It was good talking to you. Good luck on Friday. We'll see you there. All right.
All right, thanks.
Blair Tugman, there he is, live in the MMA-Holes, and he's fighting at CES 51. CES 51 is on Axis TV, and we'll be there. We'll be over there. And CES is calling this a super fight, a 145-pound super fight. His last fight was AJ McKee, for God's sakes. They threw him to AJ McKee. He was on a 3-fight win streak in Bellator and went over to AJ McKee, and that was a goddamn war, like a bloodbath, an absolute bloodbath. Unfortunately, Blair Tugman couldn't derail the hype train of AJ McKee, but he's a strong, tough dude, fun guy to watch. What do you think about Blair Tugman?
I was like,
yeah.
I was half in the middle of a yawn.
How dare you?
No, I wasn't trying to yawn. It's funny. I was swallowing all my yawns throughout the entire, and I didn't want to come off. I didn't want to be rude, so it was like every time I tried to yawn, I was like clenching my teeth shut.
So you were bored?
No, I wasn't bored. I'm never bored. Yeah. When I yawn, I'm never bored. But I think I have a tendency to yawn. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if I'm just sitting in one place for a long time.
Like Prince Valium from Spaceballs.
Like,
right?
I don't know. It's only when I'm sitting in one place though. Like I don't even have to be tired.
Yeah.
If I'm just sitting stagnant, I just have this tendency to yawn. I guess.
You explained yourself.
Regardless.
Anyway, so Blair
I think he's a great guy. I mean, I wasn't here for the first interview with the MMA-Holes, but I was there. Like I did see it. So, yeah. I mean, good for him.
All right. Anyway.
Good for him.
Thank you. Good night. Dan, MMA-Holes. All right. Anyway, Blair Tugman. Awesome guy. We had him on almost exactly a year ago. He was fighting in Bellator, fighting AJ McKee. We had a lot of fun with him on that show. I would highly recommend to run it back. It was a CES reaction show, and Blair was on. Mm-hmm. And one of our first pro fighters, really. I mean, we've had a bunch of pro fighters on, but he was like a Bellator fighter. So at the time, a year ago, it was a big deal for us, you know?
Yeah.
So Blair Tugman back over here fighting for CES 51. Real nice guy. We see him a lot around the local MMA scene because he's cornering a lot of these up-and-coming athletes. So Blair's a good dude. Now, let's move on from that. We're going to go through topics tonight. We have a lot of topics to talk about. It is an hour-long show. We're going to fly through it like a goddamn fucking jet plane.
Wonderful.
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, you're welcome, chat, and you're welcome, Jesse. All right, let's talk about the 12-6 elbow. I love this now. Okay,
yes.
So now, first of all,
yes.
Let me explain what happened on Saturday night. For those of you who missed our fight buddies, and we react to every single UFC fight card, including this Saturday, 2 times I got crazy, right? Aldo gets the win over Jeremy Stevens, and I completely just flipped off the chat and it's like, fuck everyone, fuck the world. Congrats to Jose Aldo. A lot of people were surprised, not this guy. Now, the next fight was Alvarez versus Poirier, okay? And, well, let's just go over here, all right? Let's go on Twitter. someone put it over here, and thankfully they did it. Now, there was an elbow, right? Okay, they're clinched up over here is Eddie Alvarez. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this here. All right. This is what happens. This is what happens. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. And Mark Goddard looks over and he's like, no, stop. All right. So this happens in, what was it, the second round? If I'm not mistaken?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, the second round. And in my opinion, Alvarez won the first round. This happens in the second round, and then Mark Goddard stands it up, right? Rightfully so. Okay. I stand and sit corrected because in my brain, I thought the 12-6 elbow was on the head. That's what I thought. I knew the gesture. I knew the action. I thought it was on the head. I thought that's what it was.
Right.
And it wasn't. It wasn't on the head. It hit his shoulder. It grazed his shoulder over there. Did some research afterwards and found out that indeed it's just the motion. You just can't throw it, right? Here's what I have to say. Now, with our reaction shows, we are pure emotion, and I'm not an analyst. You know this, right? We're two fucking knuckleheads that run an MMA show, and we have fun with this chat room over here.
Yes.
All right? So, with saying that, you know, I know some stuff, and there's some stuff I don't know. I don't know every single rule, and I don't claim to be like this fucking, hey, I'm Mr. Rule Man, and I know everything.
Right.
Sometimes the corner doesn't know all the rules. Now, let's look at that tape again, okay? This is Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier. Now, this is a big game-changing moment of the fight. Eddie Alvarez in a very dominant position. He's breastfeeding Poirier. Like, he's literally giving Poirier milk, right? Look at he's like, here you go, little boy. Suck on that, right? All right, here we go. Hold on, let's just turn that off, okay? Here we go, right? So here, now watch this. Watch this. Eddie Alvarez, right? He has Poirier sucking on his tit, right? Okay. Now, Poirier looks over at Mark Goddard. Mark Goddard's saying something to him, and Poirier's like, I guess I'm okay. I think that's what he said in the post-fight press conference, right?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm good, right? These tits taste delicious, right? Okay. And now he's holding his hand up. He's like, stop it. Please stop it. I'm not done drinking your tit milk. And then watch this, right? He pushes away, and Eddie Alvarez does a 12-6, okay?
Well, okay.
No, let me finish here,
Yeah,
and then
go
we'll
ahead.
get your opinion on this, Jessie, right? Now, Mark Goddard steps in, says something, goes around the other side, okay? Looks over there. Now, Eddie Alvarez looks at the corner, and look at his knucklehead, right? His knucklehead's like, he's like, yeah, do that, right? Okay. Well, let's play it again. Let's just look again. First of all, he did it twice, right? Eddie Alvarez did it twice. And he's looking over, talking to his corner, which he's really not supposed to be doing. So, no good, Eddie. Stop that. You're not supposed to do that, all right? So, here we go. Eddie. All right. 1. Mark Goddard doesn't say a goddamn thing. So, what's wrong with the first one, right? Now, that's illegal, right? That's illegal. This is Dana White. That's an illegal blow, and I agree now. Now they know the fucking rule, all right? That's an illegal blow. Why didn't Mark Goddard say anything there? Why didn't he do anything there? So now look at the corner. Look at Eddie Alvarez's corner over here. Check him out. Why? Take a good look at this shit. Boom! What the fuck? Let's watch it again. This motherfucker tells him to do it. Boom! Now watch Eddie Alvarez. Okay. Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. Pink! What the fuck? Now, let me say this, and we're going to get Jessie's opinion on this. Don't worry. I know everyone's foaming at the mouth right now. Let me say this, okay? Like I said before, I am a loony motherfucker that sits here on a chair with 77 of my closest friends right now, right?
Yeah.
Watching some fights, acting crazy, and just having fun. I don't know all the rules. But not only do I not know all the rules, but apparently Eddie Alvarez's corner doesn't even know the fucking rules. But bang! But bang! But bang! So, maybe Eddie Alvarez's corner is a bunch of casuals. Ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Now, the 12-6 got to go. I think we could all agree on that. It is a foul.
Right.
It is a penalty, and I get it. Eddie Alvarez was wrong, okay? And I was wrong. I stick corrected. CBD.
CBD.
Vlad. And then we're going to get
CBD.
Jessie's opinion
CBD.
on the situation.
CBD.
CBD.
CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD.
CBD.
CBD. CBD. It helps with healing process and inflammation and stuff like that. So you wanted to get these for before or after the fight training and make your life a better place.
Vlad.
Asterisk 12-6 elbow, puts fingers in ears, grabs fence multiple times including during a Submission asterisk all interesting, but the biggest takeaway from this situation. I stand corrected. Holy shit. Michael, can I get a timestamp on this?
And thank you, Vlad, for the donation. And hold on. Just hold your thoughts, Jesse. We're going to get it. But let me just address Vlad's donation. I've said it before. There are a lot of new people in this chat. And I don't want to give away my secrets, okay? Because I have a lot of fucking secrets on this show. But there is something that ignites this chat room. And I know how to do it. And I do it every fucking fight reaction. Maybe, just maybe, they are starting to understand, Jesse. Maybe the light bulb is going off in the head. I do sit and I do stand corrected that the 12-6 can be in other spots and be illegal. I thought it was just on the head. So that's that. All right, Jesse, let me know what you think about this.
Okay. First of all, Mark Goddard did come out with a response after the fight and said that there was clawing of the ear. Mm-hmm. There were the fingers in the cage. Yeah. And then there was the 12. Actually, it was fingers in the cage, clawing of the ear, and then a 12-6. Correct? Now, wait. No. You had your time. No. We're not playing this game. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on here. Hold on.
What do you want me to put on? I'll put it on.
Let's go back to this video real quick.
Okay, show me.
All right. So I want you to pay attention to the first 12-6, or the 12-6, quote unquote, that you like to call it. Right? Yeah. Ready? That one right there.
Yeah, it's a 12-6.
Okay, no. Watch the angle of his elbow. It does not go down 12-6. It doesn't go down from. It doesn't go down. No. Watch it. And remember, Blair Tugman just said as long as it's angled just slightly, it doesn't count as a 12-6.
Why do you throw it?
Watch this. Boom. That was an angle. There's no way that went down straight. No fucking way. Now, that's the first one. And watch this again. Poirier is talking to Goddard. Goddard is distracted. Boom.
Distracted? He was looking right at him.
No, he's looking at Poirier. Look at.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Let's go back a little more. Here we go. Watch Poirier talking to Goddard. Right there. And then the elbow goes down. Goddard is completely distracted by Poirier. He didn't even think about it.
Hold on a second.
Didn't even. No.
Wait, put the camera on me now.
No, this is my turn.
Put the camera. He's looking right at him.
This is my turn.
All right, go ahead.
My turn. All right. Moving on. When you say that this guy right here is telling him to do a 12-6, he's not telling him to do a 12-6. We can't see it because it's off camera, but watch. His second hand comes up. Yeah. When he's telling him to use the elbows, his second hand comes up and touches the bottom of his elbow, telling Eddie, use your elbows. Never telling Eddie, use a 12-6.
Oh, my God.
Watch him. Okay, you're going to see the first. Watch. Right there.
Yeah, good.
Explain. Wait, before you go on your little.
No, I'm listening.
A minute.
Explain.
All right. Now you saw that. You see that his elbow is off camera. Yeah. So all you're seeing is him telling Eddie to use a 12-6. That's what you're seeing, right? Yeah. Watch this. See that? No other hand on camera. Now watch him.
Oh my God.
Now watch him the second time around. Yeah. You see, and you have to look closely, but you see his hand coming up.
Jesse, you're killing me right now.
No. You were killing me. I didn't say anything. So you have to be patient. You can't do this. This isn't allowed.
No, but I feel like you're sinking. All right, go ahead.
I'm not sinking.
I'm trying to save you. All right, go ahead.
You're just using that so that you can. No.
Go ahead.
We're not doing that.
Go ahead. Finish. I'm letting you go.
We're not doing that. Watch his hand. Watch his second hand and hit the.
This is 8.
Watch his second hand. Okay. Hit the bottom of his elbow. Mm-hmm. See that? Yeah. He's telling him to use his elbows. He's not telling him to do it 12-6.
Oh my goodness. So what's your point?
So my point is, albeit the 12-6 elbow was wrong, albeit he used the 12-6 elbow, his coach, his corner was not telling him to use 12-6. They were telling him to use the elbow. That's all.
They weren't telling him.
They were telling him to use his elbows, but they never told him to use a 12-6. Also, 2 other fouls caused for the stand-up.
Okay. So first of all, I think you're completely wrong.
Also, let me reference that when you were giving your point, not once did I make comments throughout it.
Well, because I was trying to save you there.
You didn't need to save me. It doesn't make any
sense. I just watched the guy do a 12-6. You didn't make sense to me,
but I didn't need to be.
What is a 12-6? Show me a 12-6.
I'm not going to show you. You know what a 12-6 is.
But show me so I can put the on the corner and show you exactly what a 12-6 is.
I never said he didn't do a 12-6 the second time around.
Let me know in the chat. Was this a 12-6 or no? All right. Hold on a second. That's it, because the chat room, they are the judge and jury. All right, here we go. Where is it? Okay, good. Hold on a second. Okay, show it. All right. Let me know if that's the corner telling Eddie a 12-6.
You're gonna wrap one on one shoulder,
or no?
Wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army. to come take them belts off me.
Blood.
They should take that fucking rule away and add soccer kicks.
Why
Go
not?
Pride rules. It's the sport of fighting. It shouldn't have limitations with the exceptions of eye gouges and shots to the groin. Jessie got an A in elbow techniques.
I did, Vlad.
All right, so there we go. Thank you, Vlad, for the
Thank
donation.
you, Almond Bro.
What's that?
See, this is what happens.
I
when you
understand
try
what
and
you're
turn
saying.
everyone around.
No, but I understand what you're saying, but you're wrong. I get.
But you didn't have to make the. See, you're gonna say I'm wrong because you're just stubborn. Like you only
We wait-
see your point.
We wait for the chat room. No, but I listen.
And you
Why
had
are you
to
getting so mad?
because you
Shush.
know why?
Shush, shush.
Because it's an unfair advantage that you're using here. This is what you're doing. Ready?
Zombie says your point is weak
This
sauce.
is what you're. Of course it's weak because you were saying it was. When you were giving your point, not once did I try and turn the chat. Not once.
No.
Not once.
Argue points. Don't argue. Don't.
But you don't have to ploy in your little comments in the middle of someone making a point. That's not how you debate. That's not how you do it.
Are we doing a show? Are we having
No, we're having a debate about.
No, I want to
elbows.
talk about the elbow. I don't. Want
We are talking about elbows.
Okay, let's talk about that.
That's what we're talking about.
Show me what a 12-6 is.
No, you show me what your idea of a 12
Straight
to 6.
down.
There
Straight
you go.
down. Okay? That's a 12-6.
And did I ever say that
All
Eddie
right?
did not do a 12
Hold on a
to
second.
6?
No. I'm saying the corner told him to do a 12-6. Watch. Okay, take a look. That's a 12-6.
You didn't see his hand on camera. The second time he directed Eddie Alvarez to use his elbows, you saw his hand hit his elbows, implying
Are you white knighting?
that he was telling Eddie to use his elbows, not to do a 12 to 6. If he wanted Eddie to do a 12 to 6, he wouldn't have had his other hand involved. He would have just done a 12 to 6, but he didn't. His other hand was involved, implying to Eddie to just use his elbows. Eddie took it as do a 12 to 6. Eddie made the mistake, not his corner.
So if you put your hand here, if you put your hand here, it's not a 12-6.
You mean to tell me that if you
Hold
saw
on.
that, you would think
So
12
if
to
Eddie-
6? No,
well,
you
what
would
if
think
Eddie did
elbows.
this? What if Eddie did this?
What?
If Dustin Poirier is on the ground, right, and Eddie puts his hand between Eddie's shoulder and his elbow and goes like this, then he's fine, right? Because that's an elbow.
That is retarded. That is absolutely retarded.
What do you guys think of the chat? Let's read the chat room. Before we do that, we get 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes, I've got fucking 20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes, I've got fucking 20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes, I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
Dan, you make a very good point over there. Go ahead, Jesse, read the chat.
Was that necessary?
He's right, but that's what I was trying to tell you.
No.
Your
You're not
point
trying to
was
tell
valid,
me anything.
But you
But
kind
you
of...
don't. You don't try to tell me any. I don't want to talk about this with you anymore. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
No
I
female
don't wanna talk
moments
about
on the
it.
show. How dare you?
I don't want to
How
talk
dare you
about
have
it.
female
Don't
moments on the
push
show?
my
Hey.
buttons.
All right, let's read the chat. Jesus Christ. It's like, you're kind of like, all right, now, go ahead. What we got in the chat? Don't say the R word. He should have used the people's elbow, says Vanship Man. JBH smash his head against the McGregor poster. Laughing, says Jay Smooth. Joey Factor says, don't ask me. If it was up to me, they would fight over a lava pit with swords. Best to drop it, says Zombie Wolf. Yeah, we're going to move on. Change your tampon, JBH. Fuck already. Sword fight. All right, let's move on to the next topic. If we debate on the show.
If we debate on
You
the
stick to your
show,
point.
Jesse's automatically on her period.
You
That's what happens.
You stick to your point. And you know what? You actually made some good points there.
Thank you.
But you did go full retard.
Did he
Let's
just
be honest.
actually say you went full retard? Go back and watch the fight reaction. That was full retard.
All right. Okay. What is... What's in the... DVW. Listen, I don't even know. Sometimes it gets a little crazy over here.
We're talking
Let's go
about
into
MMA.
topics.
Oh,
hold on.
super chat.
Shen Wood coming in with the super chat.
I am Team Jessie on this one. Eddie lost. He is a filthy animal, even though I had Eddie. Next topic, please.
So there you go.
Thank you, Shenwood.
So, see, he's a filthy animal. You should have said that. You would have totally
Why?
swept the
That's
board.
not a fair. Well,
All right, let's go into the next
An
topic.
argument I wouldn't have been able to use.
That was almost like I told you, clean your room, Jesse. And you're like, I want to clean my room. I want to clean my room. I want to clean my room. All right, topics.
I can't argue with you.
Topics. The MMAHoles.com has got some topics. Bear topics. All right, let's see what's in the news over here on the MMA
Mark
Holes.
Goddard explains the stand-up in the Dustin Poirier versus Eddie Alvarez fight, rebukes KAMARU USMAN as well.
Hold on a second. We're moving on.
This is in the topics.
We're going to talk about Mark Goddard again? Let's just move on.
No, I'm going to give what Mark Goddard said.
We
I'm
just
not arguing
spoke.
anything.
You just said what he said. We just, for like 45 minutes.
No, I never gave his
Oh, for
comment.
fuck. We don't need to. We get it. I think we all want to move on, no? Yeah, let's move on. Next topic.
Daniel Cormier says that he will defend the UFC light heavyweight title before the end of the year.
Super chat.
Henry said at OFA 1 to 10 scale his fault it's 100.
Henry said out of a 1 to 10 scale, it's his fault 100. Curtis Turner. I heard the same thing, by the way. Mark Henry took. So hold on a second. I'll just let you wallow in that. Good. Thank you, Curtis.
Cormier won the UFC heavyweight belt at UFC 226 against Stipe Miocic. As we all know, he now has the full ownership of the both light heavyweight and heavyweight belt. He said when and where Corey Anderson, Cormier said this, he said that he will be defending his light heavyweight title before the end of the year. He has joked that he has a good idea of how to determine who will be the light heavyweight contender and who gets the chance. He said, quote, take a piece of steak, put it in the octagon. Whoever wins gets a title fight. Let's do it like that.
Well, first of all, if you put a piece of steak in the octagon, I mean, it's going to get dirty, right? You don't want to put the steak in the octagon. It's going to get messy. If you put A1 sauce on the steak, or if it's a bloody steak, if it's a rare steak, why would you put it in the octagon, right? So Daniel Cormier, I think you're ridiculous. What's the next topic?
Khabib Nurmagomedov visited Calgary to set the stage for, quote, the fight. Everybody knows that Khabib versus Conor McGregor is in the works. Everybody's waiting to see Khabib versus Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was spotted in New York just recently, along with Khabib. Khabib was in town at UFC Calgary for the festivities, and Conor was just released from his legal troubles here in New York for throwing a dolly or a hand truck through a bus at UFC 223. So now, Khabib and Conor in the same place, as we all know.
Send me location. Jessie, send me location.
Mm-hmm.
Jessie, send me location. Khabib wants the location. And the location is where now? I think they're in New York, right?
Right now, they're both in New York, yes.
So Khabib and Conor are in New York. Khabib and Conor were in Russia together.
Yeah.
So the fight's happening.
Well, sure. We'll go with it.
Do you think the fight is not happening?
I'm not saying one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think in the chat? I think the fight's happening, right? But hold on a second. There he is. Khabib. Welcome to the show. Khabib Nurmagomedov is on the MMA-Holes. This is unbelievable stuff. Send me location. So, Khabib, what happened to your mouth? I don't know. My mouth is not in place. My mouth is in place now. Everything is fine. I am in New York. I was in Calgary. And now I will fight McNugget. Wow. Khabib Nurmagomedov is here on the MMA-Holes. Send me location. Jessie, what do you think about this? This is a superstar opportunity. The champion, the Eagle, is here. About to fight Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
What do you say about that?
I mean, Khabib's already called into the show before, so it's like he's a regular.
But this is me. This is me, the real Khabib, and I need location.
Why is your mouth not located in the center of your face, Khabib?
Jessie, send me a location of pussy. Send me a location of pussy. Please. Khabib time.
Queens, New York.
Okay, I'll be right over. I fly like eagle.
You're already in New York. Why do you need to fly?
That's right. I fly right into pussy. Because it's Khabib time.
Khabib time.
And then after I fly in your pussy, I fly in McNugget's pussy. Khabib time. All right. I tell you what, this guy, he really is. He's something else. Khabib, get out of here. What are you doing over here? This is unacceptable on this show. This is a show about standards. This is a show about morals. What's the next topic?
This past weekend is the 1-year anniversary of UFC 214. For those of you guys who were there or have seen UFC 214, that was Daniel Cormier versus John Jones. John Jones was juiced up. He did knock out Daniel Cormier, and he did give Cormier a concussion. John Jones was then stripped of his title not too far afterward, after USADA did pop him for testing positive. Daniel Cormier was given the belt, but did not feel that he earned it the right way, and therefore was not entirely satisfied with being handed the belt. That being said, John Jones did write a rather heartfelt / reflective message to Daniel Cormier for the 1-year anniversary, and he
You're
said,
gonna wrap one on one shoulder,
Marky!
you're on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
With a donation.
How's it legal to Barboza kick someone in the face but you can't throw in the haymaker of elbows? 12-6. The range differences in power generated is so drastic that it makes the rule look senseless. How about the 2-7 Matt Brown fed Diego Sanchez?
It's brutal.
Question mark, exclamation mark.
Marky Wahoo, thank you for the donation. You bring up a good point, and we want to take some phone calls if we can get it in. This is an hour show, and there is the Save the Show over there. We do want to take those phone calls and try to run through these topics because the 12-6 should be wiped away. I think no matter what, illegal, not illegal, it should be gone. The 12-6 should be gone. I could understand on the head. I could kind of get it on the head, but on the shoulder, like, what? What are we doing? But I guess he could have broke his collarbone. I don't fucking know. I mean, but there's so many more devastating hits. I don't know, but we can talk about that with the phone lines. So John Jones is he's a reflective message. So what is this message?
Time has a way of putting things into perspective. 1 year ago today, I knocked out Daniel Cormier to reclaim my light heavyweight title. It was the culmination of all the sacrifice and hard work put in on the road.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to go.
A reading rainbow, fuck John Jones. I anything, fuck you.
Take a look.
It's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Reading rainbow.
Reading rainbow. Fuck John Jones and his stupid message. That's what I say about that. This is the thing I'm going to say about John Jones. When he gets back into the cage, when he's not suspended anymore, then we'll talk about him. Enough's enough with this motherfucker. Enough's enough. This guy's just trying to stay in the news. He's just trying to stay relevant, Jesse. And we don't stand for that over here. Staying what? What's the next topic, Jess?
Joanna Jędrzejczyk says, I will never say Rose Namajunas is the best strawweight. Rose Namajunas has said that she would grant Joanna Jędrzejczyk another rematch if Jędrzejczyk admits that Namajunas is the best women's strawweight fighter in the world, but Jędrzejczyk refuses to say that she is the best strawweight. In return, Joanna Jędrzejczyk did defeat Tecia Torres at UFC on Fox 30 this past weekend, which we all know is UFC Calgary. Namajunas' provisions that Jędrzejczyk must acknowledge her as the best doesn't seem to be in the cards. She said, quote, I will not do this. Never ever. She wants my honor. She must earn that. If she's going to run, they're going to make an interim belt. She was saying she's afraid Conor McGregor will show up again and make a mess like he did before Brooklyn. He's not going to do this. Don't be afraid, Rose. Come on, just fight. Just face the best. You should face Jessica Andrade.
Now, this is what I want to know from the chat room. Let me know right now. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who beat a tiny tomato can, Tecia Tortillas, what's her name? Oh, Tecia Torres. Wasn't the greatest fight, but Joanna did work, and she got the win. She got the decision this weekend, UFC Calgary. Man, I'm in a weird spot with Joanna. I know you're a big fan. I'm a big fan of Joanna too, but I feel ever since Rose, we haven't seen the same Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I feel like she's kind of lost a little bit of that edge, even though she tried to go for it with the whole boogie woman thing and, in her face and talking shit. Something's off. Something doesn't seem right. And I'm not sure now if Joanna can beat Rose. I don't know if I'm sold. Do you think in the chat room that Joanna deserves a shot against Rose next, another rematch? What do you think about that? Jessie, what do you think?
I would like to see a rematch simply because I am a huge fan of JJ and I'm a fan of that particular fight. But I mean, it is what it is. If they're not going to come to terms with whatever is necessary to make another fight, then you let it go. There's already been 2 of them.
I see no way, no, not yet, nope, not just yet, says Drunk Savage. Fuck no, if Jessica Andrade wins her next fight, he deserves the next shot.
Wonderful.
I see what you did there. No, wow, there's a lot of no's. No yeses in the chat. Now, yeah, I might have to agree with you on this. I could play devil's advocate, which I like to do on the show. You know this. But Joanna's last fight was a lot closer, right? And watching it live, I thought differently. You know, I mean, it can win either way, and Rose gets the win. She wins 2 of those fights. So if your champion, you know, takes the belt, defends the belt, it's tough to get that 3rd fight. So I'm going to go one more. I'm going to go, Joanna's going to go one more. Now, if Joanna knocked Tecia Torres out, like dramatically, then it would have been a whole different ballgame. But she didn't. You know, it went to decision, and Tecia Torres is tough. Real tough, but it doesn't matter. You didn't finish the job. So, yes, you got the win. One more fight for Joanna Jędrzejczyk is my vote. So I agree with the chat. What else do we have in the news, Jessie?
2-time Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison returns to PFL 6. She was in PFL 3, I believe it was. This is just something to look out for. Kayla Harrison is very, very good with jiu-jitsu. She's very good on the ground. Her last fight was almost memorable. So make sure that you guys look out for Kayla Harrison at PFL 6. I have a feeling that she's going to be moving on with her MMA career, and she's going to make some big titles soon.
She looked impressive, but her striking was... She's a big girl. Who knows? I mean, you got to think there's no one's going to be able to take her out in the PFL. So congratulations in advance to Kayla Harrison. And she's fighting, you said this Tuesday? This Thursday? Was it this Thursday?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So we'll be reacting to that, Kayla Harrison, this Thursday. They turn it around pretty quick over here with that little point system. What else we got in the news?
Cody Garbrandt says that he felt he couldn't withdraw from UFC 217 for financial reasons. For UFC 227, Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw is coming up. It is going to be one of the fights on the main card, and it is a huge one because it is a rematch. Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw took place at UFC 217, but the reason Cody Garbrandt took that card was because he had no choice. He needed the money, he says. He says that he took MMA and he took the UFC for the fighting. He wanted to become a champion, but it turns out that now he's doing it for the money. So that means that 227 coming up against TJ Dillashaw is not, it's not sort of like the rest of the rematches. It's not because of a feud. It's not because of anything else. Cody Garbrandt would have never faced TJ Dillashaw had he not needed the money. So it's something to remind ourselves of when it comes to who's the more humble in defeat for UFC 227. A lot of
interesting things about this fight coming up. The rematch between TJ and TJ and Cody Garbrandt. It's happening this Saturday night, the main event. I love the fight. I loved it the first time. I can't wait to see it the 3rd time because I think Cody's going to get the win. TJ Dillashaw getting into Cody Garbrandt's face and screaming at him. I didn't know this. Now, those of you probably remember this from the last fight that Cody did. TJ got into Cody's face and was screaming and then looked over into Cody's corner and was screaming at his former friends. And I've just watched one of the documentaries, or I can't remember what it was called. Do you remember what it was called?
It was just the preparing for UFC 227 thing.
Yeah. The Preparing for 227 thing.
It's
that was the name of it.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
That would be a great name for a show, right?
Yeah.
Preparing for 227 thingy.
We'll make a show.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. So TJ Dillashaw was hearing from Cody's corner. Cody's corner. It's like Kobe's corner. Anyway, Cody Garbrandt's corner. The whole fight, they were just talking hella shit to TJ Dillashaw, just talking smack. He sucks. He's nothing, this and that. So the whole time, the whole fight, this is going on. On top of that, the New York audience was just going, fuck you, TJ, the whole time. So TJ had all these emotions, all this pent up anger. And then when he finished Cody Garbrandt, he looked over at Cody's corner and was like, well, go fuck yourselves, a bunch of fags. And they weren't happy about that. And TJ looks even worse. So in that fight, I picked Cody Garbrandt, but I was rooting for TJ Dillashaw. TJ gets the win. And now in this fight, I don't know who to root for. I'm like torn. I kind of don't like either of the guys, to be honest. So it's like, I don't know who to root for in this fight. Who are you rooting for in the chat? TJ Dillashaw or Cody Garbrandt? Who are you rooting for in this fight?
I don't know. I kind of want to root for TJ Dillashaw, but something tells me Cody Garbrandt would have had a little bit of an advantage given that he rocked Dillashaw in the first round of the first fight. So Cody Garbrandt might have some advantage here. I'm not entirely sure yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Who are you rooting for, though?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure who you're rooting for?
Yeah.
All right, so chat room, what do you got? We got, let's see, a bunch of Codys. Daniel and Khalil Rosa has Cody. Dave's got Cody. Neck tattoos is a retarded. Dave's got Cody. Thomas No Love. Philip's got Cody. Segeo. How do you say that name? Sugio? Sugio's got TJ. Jay Smooth's got TJ. TJ definitely has more weapons, right? I think everyone is pretty much on board with that. Mm-hmm. Cody's got that pop, that punching power, but he's got those quick feet and that quick fucking... You know, his head is pretty quick for the size, right? Like, you look at the size of this guy, he's like a human bobblehead, right? His head's fucking tremendous for a little guy.
I thought he had a tiny head.
No, his head is huge. Like, his neck goes into his head. He's got to watch him, like, look at, like, this over here, and then actually this doesn't even do it justice. He looks like one of those... You ever see at the Phillies games where they have the presidents running on the side? Like, he reminds me of another president running on the side, the mascots for the Phillies. It's Cody Garbrandt. Anyway, they're both cringe to me, so I don't even know. Dan says, Cody fought with a broken back like Mike Tyson. The dead baby injections from Germany weren't enough, says Dan.
He did get 6 epidural shots a week before the fight so that he could do press.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't in top form, and he still looked fast. He still looked powerful because he hurt TJ in the first round. But I think Cody's going to get the win the second time. I can't wait to see the trilogy. I can't wait to see this fight. So I think it's good stuff. Even the Mighty Mouse versus Cejudo fight, we're going to get more into detail on that on the Wednesday show. But a lot of stuff on this card that's interesting. Is it the best card? No. But it is an interesting one. So we will dabble into that on the Wednesday show. Jess, anything else in the news?
Nope, that is all.
All right, so that is it in the news. This is good. We finished a little bit earlier, okay? We have 8 minutes left in the show. Now, when 5 minutes are left, we're going to do Save the Show. But now is the time we're going to open up the phone lines. Get ready. 81 watching. If you missed Blair Tugman, run it back. Blair was on the show. Fun times. Nice, quick 15 minutes. He's fighting for CES 51. The 12-6 rule. All right. I made my whole statement before. I want you guys to call. What do you think about the rule? Let me know. Was Eddie wrong? Was this corner wrong? Was Mark Goddard wrong? Was fucking Dana White wrong? I don't know. Tiger Life Energy, link in the description. Thank you, Tiger Life Energy. We also have some new sponsors coming very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. We'll be tickling your fancies with that. But with 5 minutes left, we'll do Save the Show. And it is time, Jessie, for the phones to open. 516. Whoa, what?
A cumin.
Oh, a cumin. 516-522-0267. Here is the time for you in the chat to call up and let me know. Let Jessie know. What do you think about the 12-6? 773, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what is on your minds?
Karen Bryant is a damn player hater.
All right, go ahead. Talk about Karen.
Because she, Dustin Poirier, she said there wasn't an illegal elbow. She knew it was, she thought it was an illegal elbow when it was a legal elbow. And she's trying to correct Michael Bisping like she's the fighter. Her job is to shut up and say back to you guys.
It's true.
Not to give her opinion on any fighting.
Yeah.
They need to get rid of her ASAP. What do you think?
Yeah, all right. Thanks for the call. Karen Bryant, I did see that too. Michael Bisping kind of cut her a look, and she's weird. Like, listen, Karen Bryant has the same amount of MMA knowledge as I have, right? Like, we are just casuals, right? We're fans. We're fans of the sport. Like 90% of our audience. Like, everyone's like, oh, I'm such a fucking... No, you're not. Because, trust me, we're all a bunch of knuckleheads over here. We're watching the MMA-Holes. Unless you compete inside a cage, don't talk to me. You just be an MMA-hole. Don't talk higher than you are. Because that's not what happens over here. And we do have some pro fighters in the chat, so you guys can say whatever the fuck you want. And anyone can say whatever the fuck they want. But Karen Bryant, she's bizarre. She's an interesting one. Because sometimes Karen Bryant talks like a fighter. I'm not a fighter. And I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? I'm not a fighter. I'm a fan that loves the sport, and sometimes I get it wrong. But Karen Bryant, she just forces her opinion on shit, and it's bizarre because she's doing it to fucking professional fighters. It's really weird. You saw that what Karen Bryant did. What did you think about that?
I mean, I'm not the biggest Karen Bryant fan, so, you know, but what can I say? I mean, I've been watching MMA a lot less than you have, so I really don't have a place to say anything.
No, everyone has. Here's the thing with this show. Everyone has a place to say something over here. Even if you get it wrong, you can say whatever the fuck you want. It's the MMA holes. That's the beauty of this shit. Luke Thomas preaches. Ariel Helwani, he does very good interviews, but I mean, and he does know a lot about the sport. Ariel Helwani he's like a fucking computer. His head it's like a sponge. It absorbs information. So, but he's not a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, we're not fighters. We're media. That's what we are. So, you know, at least we're realistic to what we are. All right, here we go. 5 minutes are on the clock. Will you save the show? 516-522-0267. Get in now. 80 people watching the MMA Holes live. Tell me, talk to me. 12-6. Should it be illegal? Should it not be illegal? Do we get rid of this rule? What do we do? Is Eddie Alvarez a dirty fighter? Is Dustin Poirier the GOAT? Let me know. Let me know. 850, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
What's up, MMA Holes?
What's up?
It's Kurt.
Kurt, what's going on?
Oh, man, just coming in on that 12-6, dude. I don't know if you saw this, but way back in the 90s, like, some dude, like broke a dude in half with a 12. Like, I think his name was Liu Kang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No. In all seriousness, though, the ones to the spine, like, really bugged me. But other than that, I think all elbows should be legal, as long as you don't target, you know, the spinal cord.
All right. Thanks for the call. All elbows should be legal. And my father says, get rid of the elbows. He hates them. He can't stand them because they're vicious. The damage that they inflict, it's dangerous. So, like the caller said before, yeah, if you're going to throw elbows, they should all be legal, right? Now, maybe elbows in the back of the head, I understand. I get it. You know, you can't fucking elbow someone in the spine or some shit like that. Okay, that's cool. But if you're going to throw elbows, let the 12-6 go, right? I think we can all agree on that. 516-522-0267 is the number. What do you think about the 12-6 or any of the other topics that we spoke about tonight on the MMA Holes? Ufc Calgary passed, and there was another fight on there too. Eddie Alvarez versus Poirier, Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Torres. But how the fuck do we not talk about Aldo versus Stevens? Jose Aldo with an emotional win takes out Jeremy Stevens. The hype train is over. Talk to me. Unknown caller live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What is on your mind?
What up? It's Dan from Oregon.
What up, Dan? What's going on?
Jack shit. Yo, you know where all elbows are allowed and kicks on the ground and all that good shit?
Not in America.
Over in Japan, over in Asia with the international rules, man. That's where the good shit's at.
You know, and I understand that the UFC is just trying to make it a sport, you know, and have rules. I get it. But like the previous caller said, if you're going to throw elbows, what's the difference, right? I mean, what is the fucking difference?
Yeah, I mean, Herb Dean, they go to the commission, they try and take away the shitty rules. That's why they got rid of the whole playing the game with the two hands on the ground. Mm-hmm. But apparently this year wasn't the year to go after the 12-6. So I'll take a little, you know, improvement in the right direction. But I'll tell you what, man, that fucking Risen card, way more exciting when you see people getting stomped in the face to get out of arm bars and shit like that. And 18,000 strong were watching Risen in Japan compared to the 10,000 that was watching in Calgary. And don't listen to Dana White and his fucking lies that Calgary Stadium holds 19,000 people. 10,000 were there, and he's calling this a sellout. That's fucking bullshit. That show up was pathetic. Back to you guys, I'm out.
All right, Dan from Oregon chiming in. Yeah, Calgary, it was weird. It looked like it was filling up, but I don't know. It looked like a weird crowd over there in Calgary. If anyone is from Canada and was in the venue, you know, let us know in the comment section down below about the attendance over there. The UFC is known to fib, you know, in everything. But attendance is a big thing that they fib with. You know, I've been in events where you're sitting in the stands and like, we're sold out, and you're looking out and you're like, what? You're sold out. How many tickets did you give away and no one showed up? You know, I've been at events like that before. We have 1 minute left. Is anyone going to save the show? We're going to find out in 50 seconds. We're going to take one more call. If someone doesn't save it, the show is over. We'll be live again tomorrow, just in the Fort Sumter. Hold on a second. Just in the Fort Sumter, there is the T-shirt. I'll be wearing that tomorrow. Is fighting on the Contender Series tomorrow night. I might cry. Tears of joy or tears of sadness, Jessie? What do you expect?
I mean, I'd like to see tears of sadness for once, but tears of joy might be there too.
You want to see tears of sadness?
Not for
so that means
Justin's
gonna
part,
lose.
but just from you.
You just want me to cry for no reason?
Yeah.
Man tears.
Yeah. It'd be nice to see. It proves to me that you're not a robot.
I am a goddamn celebrity. It's different. Maybe I am a robot. Maybe I am a goddamn celebrity. All right, time is up. No saviors tonight, but that's okay. We'll be live again tomorrow night for the Tuesday show. Jessie, last words to the MMA-Holes.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-hole.
Human.